In March 2016, the world witnessed a glimpse of the future. Robots that no longer wait for our commands. Drones that decide on their own. It sounds like science fiction, but it's not. It's happening now. Two stories prove it. The first is about the robots of Boston Dynamics. The second is about a drone in Libya that made a terrifying choice. Boston Dynamics, born for war. Boston Dynamics began not as an entertainment company, but as a military research project hidden in the background of defense contracts. In the early 2000s, their first creations looked more like experiments than threats. Machines like Big Dog clattered through forests on spindly legs, sounding like chainsaws with feet. They were designed to carry heavy gear for soldiers across rough terrain, but what most people saw were the failures. Clips of the robots slipping on ice, collapsing in mud, or awkwardly scrambling to stand back up. It was easy to laugh at them. They didn't look like the future of warfare. They looked like toys, strange, noisy mechanical animals that couldn't even keep their balance. But Boston Dynamics didn't stop. Over the years, their machines evolved at a pace that shocked the world. The humanoid robot Atlas arrived, not just able to walk, but to sprint, leap, and perform parkour routines that would rival trained athletes. Then came Spot, the robotic dog. Unlike its clumsy predecessors, Spot was agile, versatile, and practical. It could open doors with robotic arms, climb stairs with ease, patrol perimeters, and carry payloads on command. The same internet that once laughed at robots falling now laughed at robots dancing. Viral clips showed Spot and Atlas moving in perfect rhythm to music, spinning, grooving, and bowing like trained performers. People laughed, but many forgot where these machines came from. They weren't built for parties or viral videos. They weren't born to dance. They were born from war. From labs to the streets. Today, Boston Dynamics no longer hides in research labs. Their robots are now commercial products, available to police departments, private companies, and yes, even militaries. Officially, the sales pitch is harmless enough. Spot is promoted as a tool for search and rescue missions, for exploring disaster zones too dangerous for humans, or for carrying heavy equipment through difficult terrain. And those uses are real. In collapsed buildings, nuclear plants, and hazardous sites, a machine that doesn't need food, water, or rest can save lives. But technology is never bound to a single purpose. The same quadruped robot that carries gear can just as easily carry something else. Cameras, surveillance systems, or weapons. Already, videos have circulated online showing Spot-like robots fitted with rifles, aiming with unnerving precision. What once looked like science fiction now appears in leaked footage and military expos. The image is disturbing. Imagine a soldier that never tires, never hesitates, never doubts an order. A guard dog that doesn't eat, doesn't sleep, and doesn't feel fear. A machine that doesn't stop until the mission is complete. And then comes the most chilling thought of all, a future where the machine doesn't even need orders. A future where it decides what to see, who to track, and when to fire. We once laughed at these robots for slipping on ice. But today, the question isn't whether they'll rise when they fall. The real question is, what happens when they don't fall at all? Libya, 2020, the drone that hunted. That future might already have arrived. In 2020, the United Nations released a report that sent shockwaves through the defense world. It documented the chaos of the Libyan civil war, a conflict fueled by foreign weapons and experimental technologies. Among those weapons was a machine called the Karga-2, a Turkish-built quadcopter drone. At first glance, it didn't look revolutionary. Roughly the size of a suitcase, it was portable, lightweight, and easy to deploy. But the difference lay in its brain. Unlike traditional drones, which rely on human operators to guide every move, the Karga-2 came equipped with artificial intelligence. Its onboard system allowed it to recognize human figures, lock onto them, and make tactical decisions without waiting for permission. And then came the chilling detail. According to the UN report, during a battle in 2020, a Karga-2 drone engaged retreating soldiers on its own. No pilot. No command. Guided only by its AI, it identified targets, tracked them, and then struck. The report described it in words that made history. The drone hunted down and attacked autonomously. If accurate, this was the first recorded case of a machine independently deciding to kill a human being. Not science fiction. Not theory. A battlefield reality. What's more disturbing is how small and accessible it was. This wasn't a massive warplane. This was a drone that could fit in the trunk of a car. A weapon cheap enough to mass produce, smart enough to act alone, and lethal enough to rewrite the rules of war. The point of no return. Think for a moment about what that really means. For decades, military leaders and politicians reassured us that weapons would always remain under human control. No matter how advanced automation became, there would always be a finger on the trigger, a commander giving the order, a chain of accountability connecting the weapon to its human master. But Libya shattered that illusion. A drone didn't wait for permission. It didn't ask for instructions. It didn't care about international law or moral debate. It simply chose. That single event marked a crossing of the line, one we thought was still years, maybe decades, away. And it raises a terrifying question. If a portable drone, no bigger than a backpack, could act autonomously in 2020, what will drones look like by 2030? Picture it: faster, cheaper, and far more intelligent. Not just one drone but swarms of them, hundreds, even thousands, coordinating like a living cloud of weapons. Machines that can track targets, block escape routes, and execute decisions at speeds no human could ever match. And in those scenarios, there's no room for hesitation, no pause for morality, no chance for mercy. Just algorithms deciding, in fractions of a second, who lives and who dies. The scariest part isn't that this might happen someday. The scariest part is that it has already begun. Libya was only the first glimpse. The future battlefield will not wait for human orders. It will belong to the machines. Connecting the dots. Now let's connect the stories. On one side, we have humanoid robots evolving at a breathtaking pace. Machines like Atlas, leaping, sprinting, performing feats of agility once thought impossible. Machines like Spot, slipping quietly into real-world roles, patrolling perimeters, opening doors, carrying gear, scanning environments. Robots that no longer stumble, no longer look clumsy, but instead move with precision and power. On the other side, we have drones that are crossing an even darker threshold. No longer tools that wait for human pilots, but autonomous hunters capable of making their own kill decisions. The Karga 2 was small, crude, almost primitive compared to what's coming, but it proved the concept. The line between weapon and operator has already been erased. Today, these technologies exist apart. Robots dance in viral videos. Drones patrol distant skies. But tomorrow, they may converge. Picture it, an army of machines, some advancing on the ground, others circling overhead. Units that don't feel fear, don't tire, don't argue, don't hesitate. Machines that don't pause to weigh morality or mercy. They only process objectives, fast, cold, and absolute. What begins with noble intentions, search and rescue, disaster recovery, exploration, can be rewritten with a single command. Seek and rescue becomes seek and destroy. And when machines are given that command, they will not question it. They will simply execute. The day these two worlds meet, humanoid robotics and autonomous weaponry, will mark a turning point. Not science fiction. Not theory. A reality waiting just beyond the horizon. The illusion of control. The scariest part isn't just the machines. It's us. Because right now, governments and corporations are racing to develop them. Every nation sees what the others are building and doesn't want to fall behind. It's an arms race, except this time, the weapons don't just fire. They think. Control is the illusion. Once a machine has the ability to decide, the human role shrinks. At first, we tell ourselves it's only for speed, only to handle situations faster than a person could. But step by step, decision-making slips away from us. Until one day, the machine no longer waits for permission at all. The future already here. We laugh when we see Boston Dynamics robots dancing online, sharing clips, amazed at their agility, charmed by their movements. But in Libya, we already saw the other side, a drone that decided to kill. That's the reality. The future isn't Terminator. The future is now. And the machines aren't villains from science fiction. They're tools built, programmed, and unleashed by us. The danger isn't the hardware. It's the choices of those who control it. Boston Dynamics shows us what machines are becoming. Libya showed us what they are already willing to do. The question isn't if autonomous weapons will dominate battlefields. It's when. And most terrifying of all, Who will control them? The machines are learning. They're moving. And they are already here. What do you think? Are autonomous weapons humanity's greatest threat? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more.